So, hello everyone. Today we'll see the um, topic of strength of material, that is simple stresses and strains. Okay. So, starting with the introduction, it elongates and the load moves downwards, sometimes through a negligible distance. The amount by which the wire elongates depends upon the amount of load and the nature as well as cross-sectional area of the wire material. It has been experimentally found that the cohesive force between molecules of the hanging wire offers resistance against the deformation, and the force of resistance increases with the deformation. It has also been observed that the process of deformation stops when the force of resistance is equal to the external force, that is load attached. Sometimes the force of resistance offered by the molecules is less than the external force. In such case, the deformation continues until failure takes place. In the succeeding pages, we shall discuss the effects produced by the application of loads on the materials. Before entering into the details of the effects, following few terms should be clearly understood at this stage. Okay, so here in the introduction, they have told us that when the force is attached to the string, when the force increases, then the string or the wire elongates because there is application of force on the ends of the wire. Okay, so it elongates by decreasing the sum of their dimension. Okay, then the process of deformation only stops when the force of resistance is equal to the force external force. When the external force is equaled by the force of resistance, then the deformation process stops. Okay. So next, elasticity. We have already discussed in the last article that whenever a force acts on a body, it undergoes some deformation and the molecules offer some resistance to the deformation. It will be interesting to know that when the external force is removed, the force of resistance also vanishes and the body springs back to its original position. But it is only possible if the deformation caused by the external force is within a certain limit. Such a limit is called elastic limit. The property of certain materials of returning back to their original position after removing the external force is known as elasticity. A body is said to be perfectly elastic if it returns back to completely to its original shape and size after the removal of external forces. If the body does not return back completely to its original shape and size after the removal of the external force, it is said to be partially elastic. It has been observed that if the force acting on a body causes its deformation beyond the elastic limit, the body loses to some extent its property of elasticity. If the external force after causing deformation beyond the elastic limit is completely removed, the body will not return back to its original shape and size. There will be some residual deformation of the to the body which will remain permanently. So elasticity is the based on proper elastic property of the substance or of the body. Okay? When the body when applied force, if it return back to its original position after deformation, then the body is going through elasticity. And if the body does not gain its original shape and size or its original dimension after removing the external forces, then the body is plastic. Okay. And if the body does not return back completely to its original shape and size after the removal of forces, then it is partially elastic. So this is based on the elasticity and plasticity. Okay. Then next, stress. Every material is elastic in nature. That is why whenever some external system of forces acts on a body, it undergoes some deformation. As the body undergoes deformation, its molecules set up some resistance to deformation. This resistance per unit area per unit area to deformation is known as stress. Mathematically, stress may be defined as the force per unit area, that is stress. Sigma is equal to P upon A. P is equal to load of force acting on the body, and A is equal to cross-sectional area of the body. In the SI system, the unit of stress is Pascal, which is equal to 1 Newton per mm per meter square. In actual practice, we use bigger units of stress, megapascal and gigapascal, which is equal to Newton per mm square or kilonewton per mm square, respectively. Then strain. As already mentioned, whenever a single force acts on a body, it undergoes some deformation. This deformation per unit length is known as strain. Mathematically, strain may be defined as the deformation per unit length, that is strain. Epsilon is equal to delta L upon L, or delta L is equal to epsilon into L. That is delta L is equal to change of length of the body and L is equal to original length of the body. So these then next are the types of stresses. Though there are many types of stresses, the following types of stresses are important from the subject point of view. First is tensile and second is compressive stresses. So first, tensile stresses. Tensile stress when is the tensile stress is pulling of the body or at the both ends of the body, and compressive stress is the pushing the both ends of the body. Okay, towards tensile stress is away from the body and compressive stress is towards the body. Okay, so this is about the stress and strains of the body. Thank you.